Hey homos, how you doing? Welcome to episode number 8 of the whole damn show. It is the Big Ass Podcast. I am back. As some of you may have noticed, I missed recording a new episode for you last week. Due to illness. I still have, I guess, a bit of the old bronchitis and felt like complete ass. But I am healthy as a whore or a horse or whatever the fuck the term is there, and I am back to bring you a little something, a little free internet radio, some podcast gold. It is Tuesday, March 15th. Rather spring-like outside, and I'm recording from inside my garage for that reason. Kind of nice out, enjoying a little bit of a fresh air experience. So let's get into it with my favorite section of the show. It is time for the Big Ass Beer of the Week.
You've been drinking?
No. Well, 10 beers.
It is time for this week's Big Ass Beer of the Week, which is from Ellicottville Brewing Company. This is their Blood Orange Hefeweizen. Kind of spring-like this week, so we're going to go something a little citrusy. Let's crack this bad boy open and see what she tastes like. It smells nice. Definitely get a little bit of the orange flavor through the nose hole there. So let me take the first sip, folks. Alright, it's nice. Light, crisp, citrusy. Not as orangey, if that's a word, as I would have expected by a beer called Blood Orange Hefeweizen, and it's got a big slice of orange on the label. I kind of equate it to a UFO or a shock top, but probably not as citrusy as a shock top. It's good. I like it. Being a Hefeweizen, it is a wheat beer, and it is brewed with natural blood orange, according to the label. 4.6% alcohol by volume, so not a real heavy ass kicker of a beer either. It's light, it's refreshing. You can definitely put down a 6-pack in a sitting and not be too worse for the wear. I suppose if I had to rate it, I'd give it I don't know, 4 to 5 stars, maybe 3.5. Yeah, let's go 3.5 out of a possible 5 rating system. It's good, it's tasty, but I think for less money, I can get a similar beer in a shock top, and I've never been disappointed by that. But it is a tasty brew, and I'd recommend, if you are a fan of the citrusy beers, to go on out there and try an Ellicottville Brewing Co. Blood Orange Hefeweizen. I don't know what the fuck that accent was, but there you go. So that is that. That is the beer of the week. I did record a special episode over the weekend when I was feeling a little bit better with my buddy Dustin Carl. I listened back to it. The audio was rough. We were sharing one mic, and it was not good, and there was a lot of cell phone interference, and it is what it was, or it is what it is. It was what it was. It is a thing. It is an almost 2-hour-long episode focusing primarily on NFL free agency and our thought on the NFL in general right now. So, if you want to go check that out, it is up. It is Spiritual Enlightenment, episode number 2. And it is up on the old Facebook page, so you can go and check that out. But again, I do apologize. Until I get a second mic, it's going to be rough to do the guest pods like that. So the audio was a little low, and there was definitely some interference from time to time with cell phone shenanigans. So I want to say thank you to everyone who checked out the last episode of the Big Ass Podcast. We had over 120 views, and that is, or listens, I guess, because there's no visual component to this show. But to everyone who checked it out, I thank you. I hope you're enjoying the evolution of the show. I really wish you would shoot me a little feedback, though. Let me know actually what you're thinking of the show. Are you only listening to the first 5 minutes and turning it off? Or are you listening all the way through? What do you think about it? What do you think about what I'm saying? I want to know. So get on the old social medias and actually give me some feedback. I would really appreciate it, folks. It is time for the big ass news story of the week. This story involves a little group called the Guard. What is that, you might ask? Well, it's a group of like-minded individuals. You might even call them a militia, which has been formed to run security at Trump rallies and events to, quote, forcefully protect rally-goers from far-left agitators and aggressors. Because if you've been paying attention to the news the last couple days or the past week, a lot of Donald Trump rallies and events, especially in Illinois, but also in North Carolina, Missouri, just to name a few states, have been violently interrupted and or canceled because of the peaceful coexist left. A lot of this is due to the Black Lives Matter hooligans, the thugs, the complete animals that they are, and also Bernie supporters, though he takes no responsibility for them doing this. They have also been there infiltrating the events, causing a ruckus, causing harm, and then playing the victim card when they get retaliated against. So fuck them. And now we're going to see what happens when you piss off the blue collar boys, the rednecks, and they're going to throw together a little militia, and they're going to run some free security for the Donald to make sure that all at these events are well taken care of. They pose themselves, the Lions Guard that is, as a defensive protective group to provide support from individuals being targeted for their political views and beliefs. The founders of the group have been threatened, and their families have been threatened via Twitter and other social media forums, so they've had to pull down their social media at the moment, and they're getting that back up and running. They are creating a website where you can sign up to be part of this group. I'm assuming you're going to be well vetted so that more of the coexist peaceful left doesn't infiltrate their group from the inside. But yeah, it's just another case of the peaceful left, the mellow left, the coexist leftists, causing shit and then crying about it when they get retaliated against. You can't poke a bear and then get pissed off when the bear fucking bites you, which all these assholes are doing. And this Black Lives Matter movement can totally eat a big bag of dicks. And to keep fueling their bullshit like Hillary's doing right now, promising them if she's elected president that they're going to have a voice in the government, fuck them and fuck her. Seriously, it's getting really fucking annoying. But this is your pushback. You want to be a bunch of thugs and animals and savages? Now the white boys are putting together a militia. Not just white boys, I'm sure that there's some African Americans in there with a decent head on their shoulders that are also taking up the charge. There are a lot of Trump voters that are not just white, but primarily we know what the deal is. So, yeah, take that. And they're a bunch of sucker punching, just loudmouth jackasses. It's just so fucking annoying. But they also like to call Trump Hitler, keep on referring to him as, the modern day Hitler. Well, guess what, fuckers? Maybe he's putting together a little SS. How well did that work out for Germany and its citizens that didn't fall in line last time? You want to make a monster? Maybe you're starting to see the results of that. Maybe it'll be nothing. Maybe this story will fade away into the nothingness and you'll never hear of the Lions Guard. I don't know. Either way, it's going to be fun. All I got to say is watch your back, you Bernie Sanders supporting pieces of shit. So my big-ass dudes of the week, if you will, are going to be the individuals who put together this little group. There was a need, they saw that, and they're doing their best to keep the Trump rallies as safe and peaceful as they can possibly be.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Well, that's not very nice. So let us move on to our next segment, and that would be Big Ass Politics.
Lousy Democrats.
That's right, Homer. This is another big day in primary season. Today, I don't know, call it Super Tuesday 3, call it the Battleground Tuesday, call it what you will, whatever you call it. It could be the day that Donald Trump cements his bid for the Republican nomination. Primaries are taking place today in Florida, Ohio, Illinois, Missouri, and North Kakalaka, with a total of 358 delegates up for grabs. Florida and Ohio are winner-take-all states. No splitting the Democratic or the delegates. There's no splitting the Democrats. Brain no thinky talky goody. Currently, Trump leads the delegate count with 469 of those mythical little creatures. Cruz is behind him by 100. Then you got Rubio and Kasich, which are really only still in the race to fuck with him today in Florida and Ohio. Kasich being the governor of Ohio, Rubio being the senator from Florida. Kasich right now is fighting the good fight, and they're about neck and neck in Ohio per primary polling numbers. However, in Florida, Trump is kicking the shit out of Marco Rubio. Either way, whatever happens today, you're going to see Rubio and Kasich probably step away from the primaries, and it's going to be a Trump and Cruz fight. But if Trump can sweep it today, then the fight is over, and you're looking at Donnie Trump versus Hillary come November. That's almost a virtual lock. This Tuesday is the only, like I said, is the only reason that they're in there, and what it shows you is how much the mainstream GOP, the establishment GOP, has a disdain for Donald Trump, and it's almost more so than the left has for him. The left, I mean, they hate blindly. It doesn't matter if it was Trump in there or Cruz or whoever. You're gonna get this vitriolic hatred blindly from the left, but his own party is trying to eat him. More so than Weekend at Bernie's or Hill Dog. It's insane. I mean, the little stunt to pull out Mitt Romney and try to get him to sabotage Trump backfired in their face. Now they're talking about getting this to a broker convention and inserting someone like Secretary Rice in as the nominee, because you got a black woman, so you can't vote against her, right? Condoleezza would be the way to go. Insane. Simply insane. But I love what Trump is doing. I love the hate from the media, from the social elite, the Hollywood celebs. It shows the disconnect between those people and the real Americans, the blue collar dudes, the rednecks, the working folk. Trump talks like your buddies do around drinking a beer or whatever. He doesn't pull no punches. It's no bullshit. It's what we all think. It's what he thinks. He's not a politician, which is what we, the people, the American people, are loving. It's why he's polling the way he's polling. It's why he's getting the votes he's getting. And it's fantastic. And it's in kind of a non-violent revolution. We want a non-politician in charge. That's what we want. And we the people are sick and tired of the politics as usual, of the way DC runs, and Donald Trump is our pushback against that. It is a non-violent civil war, and it is great. I mean, we're going to make America great again. We're going to fuck up the system. We're going to throw a monkey wrench into the gears of Washington, D.C., and it's so enjoyable to watch, the hate, and yet his numbers keep growing. And yet the media is telling you to ignore the facts, to ignore the polls, to ignore the primary wins, then no one wants him in there. Then who the fuck is out there voting for him? Who is out there at all these rallies? Who is supporting him? Apparently it's not the American general population. There's some sort of, he paid 100 million actors to come in and pretend to be Trump fans. I don't know. But I'm loving the big old monkey wrench he's throwing into things. Both sides are panicking, which is a good sign that we're on the right track. Wait, what's that? No, it does not mean a wrench owned by Barack Obama. Man, can I get through one show without you interrupting me with crass comments like this? What? No, it's not funny. No, I don't think a monkey wrench is the only fucking kind of wrench that Kanye West uses to fix his car. That's just get out. Come back when I'm done so you can edit the show. I don't need any more of your fucking shocking racist comments, whatever. You want to pretend that you're Howard Stern, that's great. You gotta get out of here. What? No, fuck you. Don't fuck me, fuck you. You know what? Get out of here before I find a new producer. What? Yes, I know that's the only thing that you can never call a Bernie Sanders supporter. A producer, I get it. You're very funny. You want to start writing the show? Then you start writing. You know, just get the fuck out of the door. Now, get out! Oh, Jesus Christ. Uh, Sorry about that, folks, man. Moving along. Time for our next segment here, and that would be Big Ass Sports.
Sports.
It is indeed Big Ass Sports. And we got some news. Excuse me, folks. Got an old cigar. I'm in the garage. I can do that now. So here we are. Big Ass Sports. We did cover a lot of this, like I said, on that special edition of Spiritual Enlightenment this weekend. I do know, however, that the audio quality was a little shabby, and it was a 2-hour-long episode, and a lot of you, aren't going to listen to it. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet and get to some of the big free agency maneuvers in the NFL and other pressing stories from the world of professional football. Starting with the latest breaking news that Martavis Bryant is suspended for 1 year. That would be wide receiver Martavis Bryant from your Pittsburgh Steelers out 1 year for violating the NFL's substance abuse policy. He was suspended, 3-4 games last year, so he's proving to be a bit of a shithead. This leaves Pittsburgh a bit thin at receiver. It's going to make things a little bit tougher, but Antonio Brown is probably the best receiver in the NFL. He's not going to fall off too much. They did also just add Ladarius Green via free agency to shore up that tight end position after Heath Miller's retirement, so they do have a weapon like that too, but from both the real football side of things and fantasy, Martavis Bryant's going to be a loss. So keep that one in your back pocket, folks. Remember that when you're doing your fantasy drafts and all that kind of fun shit. And just when you're looking at the NFL schedule, know that Pittsburgh's going to be down a big old weapon going forward this season. Peyton Manning finally officially retired, and that is all said and done now. He waited just long enough to fuck the Broncos over and watch Brock Osweiler walk out of town. So he waited till the very last minute to announce his retirement after the Rams could not agree to basically verify 100% that he would be the starter this year. They said he would fight for a job, but there's no way that they were going to just name him the starter and give him a blank check there to run the offense. He did look like crap through most of the 2015-2016 season, so I don't think they were willing to just guarantee him a starting job. So he finally hangs up the cleats, hangs up his ball sack, takes it off of the trainer's nose, grabs a slice of pizza and a Budweiser, and he is finally done with football. And Brock Osweiler was done with the Broncos. He is now your Houston Texans starting quarterback, signing a $16, $17 million a year deal with them. They hopefully locked up their long-term starter and said goodbye to Brian Hoyer and the rest of the clowns that were in and out of QB last year, which is good because what I would have to call the second best wide receiver, if Antonio Brown is number one, would be DeAndre Hopkins. And now he's got a quarterback that's hopefully a little more competent at throwing the old football. They also added running back Lamar Miller from Miami, which is a player I absolutely adore. And I think the Texans are going to probably make the playoffs, if not challenge for a division title outright. I really like their additions, and their defense is still strong as hell. So good for Houston. Screw you, Broncos. You fucked up. You fucked up. You fucked up. What else? Megatron hangs up his cleats at the age of 30 years old. As a Packers fan, he was a perennial thorn in my side. As a fantasy owner, he was a big old point getter. And as an NFL and football fan, he was just a joy to watch dominate the position. But he said he's had enough, and at 30, he is hanging up the cleats. So no more Megatron for the Detroit Lions. And I guess, I don't know, he was just sick of losing and giving that body a beating with Matt Stafford throwing passes to you and never having a damn thing to show for it. I guess it wears on you. And he didn't even want to try his wares elsewhere. He is done with football. And then B.J. Raji of my Green Bay Packers has stepped away from football at 29 years of age, citing the fact that he did not feel he can give 100% of his heart and soul to the Green Bay Packers organization, or any organization for that matter, to play football. He's calling it a 1-year hiatus, and that he is going to reevaluate his life and possibly come back. But as of right now, B.J. Raji has stepped away at 29. So we're seeing more and more of these NFL players walking away from the game earlier and earlier, banking what they can, and then stepping away before their body completely gives up on them. Can't say it's a terrible idea, but it does suck when these teams are expecting players to push through 32, 33, 34, 35 years old before, hanging up. So that is that, BJ. You're a fun big man to watch play football, and you will be missed. So like I said, Osweiler and Lamar Miller to the Texans. The Jaguars, big winners so far in free agency, adding Malik Jackson, Prince Amakamura, Chris Ivory, Deshaun Gibson. The Jags are just loading up. They got a ton of cap space, and they're shitty, so they're trying to get things turned around in the right direction. The only big fantasy impact here is Chris Ivory getting added to that running back category. Is going to take some carries away from the rookie back there, or the rookie last year, which I can't think of the name off the top of my head. But yeah, Chris Ivory leaving the Jets, going to the Jags. Let's see, it happened today. Mike Wallace signs a deal with the Baltimore Ravens. Eric Weddle also going to Baltimore, so they had some weapons on both sides of the ball. Here in Buffalo, we watched a bunch of players exit. Chris Hogan is now a New England Patriot. Mario Williams is a Miami Dolphin. Leotis McKelvin is a Philadelphia Eagle, as is Nigel Bradden. And not necessarily a Bill last year, but Kiko Alonso is also a Miami Dolphin. So that is a lot of Buffalo Bills faces in other places. Let's see. Jets beefing up the running back core, signing Matt Forte and Kyrie Robinson. So they're going to probably try to recommit to the running game, especially since they don't have a quarterback worth of shit on their roster, as Ryan Fitzpatrick is not signed at this point in time and is in talks with the Denver Broncos. So I don't know if it's going to be Geno Smith's team, and they're just going to run the shit out of the ball, which is sad because Brandon Marshall and Eric Decker are actually damn good receivers if they had someone to get them the football. If Fitzpatrick signs with Denver, he would be fighting it out right now with the Sanchez, Mark Sanchez, as they have traded for him. I believe they gave up a 7th rounder to bring Captain Buttfumble in to replace the legendary Peyton Manning. Someone else they could bring in is Johnny Manziel, because the Browns parted ways with his dumbass during the week as well. I don't know if he's drank himself into a coma yet or not, but it's probably around the corner. C.J. Anderson is going to stay put in Denver. He signed an offer sheet with the Dolphins, which the Denver Broncos have matched. So the Dolphins there are minus a running back on their roster and a young receiver in Rashad Matthews, who signed with Tennessee. So the Dolphins are losing some weapons on that offense while adding to their defense, which makes perfect sense. Who needs points? It's time to copy the Broncos, right? Everyone's going to try to build these phenomenal defenses now and forget about the offensive side of the ball. Yeah, God bless you. We'll see how well that works for you, stupids. Let's see. Other receivers on the move. Mohamed Sanu leaving Cincy and heading to the ATL. We got Kobe Fleener signing in New Orleans. And, DeMarco Murray was traded to your Tennessee Titans. So his one-year stint under Chip Kelly broke his brain, and he got the fuck out of Philly. The deal that sent Kiko to the Dolphins also sent the much overpaid Byron Maxwell, the cornerback, to Miami as well. How can they pay for all these defensive players? Because they let their best one, Oliver Vernon, sign with the New York Football Giants. Marvin Jones is going to step in and fill the shoes of Megatron, or at least play the same position on Detroit. He ain't stepping into those shoes. If anything, he's going to be number 2 to Golden Tate. I would assume he'll step into the number 1 role there. So you're looking at Marvin Jones and Golden Tate as Matt Stafford's primary weapons going forward. Travis Benjamin is now a San Diego Charger because the Browns have let half their roster walk in free agency. And, so that's the big takeaways in sports. Kind of plays into the next little section here, though, because it has to do with the Olympics. The Olympics? What are you talking about? Why are you talking about the Olympics, you may ask? Well, because it's time for a Zika virus update. Ticket revenues for the 2016 Olympic Summer Games in Rio have dropped off significantly in the wake of the Zika virus outbreak. Uh, in Brazil, in Brazil, ticket sales have dropped dramatically by more than 50% over the last couple months, and the CDC estimates that up to 4 million North American and South American citizens will be infected by year's end. So apparently, people are a bit afraid of getting the old Zika virus, so they are not headed to the Olympics. I mean, Brazil sucks in general. You know, if you want to go to a third world country and get mugged and STDs from big ass hookers, then do your thing. Otherwise, yeah, Summer Games, which do people really give a shit about the Olympics anymore? Especially the Summer Olympics? Ugh, boring. I think the only people care. I mean, the Winter Olympics guys like hockey, which is like the only thing that people really give a shit about. But yeah, so my favorite virus is now fucking up the Olympics. My namesake, my mosquito minions, and I like it. I like it a lot, folks. So keep spreading the virus, spread the Zika virus to all you can. And if you don't want to do that, get yourself some good bug spray, a little Deep Woods Off, something with some DEET in it, high percentage, whatever it says about causing cancer in California. Forget about that shit. Put it right on your skin, rub it in, keep the mosquitoes away from you, and you won't end up with retarded babies or paralysis or Guillain-Barré or anything else. So go Zika, and if you don't want it, do what you got to do to not get bit by skeeters. Alright, first my producer's fucking with me, and now this fucking lunatic is back. Why every time I record this, do I have this fucking dude just like staring in? Now he's just staring through the glass of my goddamn garage door. What? He just held up a piece of paper with just 2 words on it. I'm next. I don't know what it means, and now he's gone. Well, fuck that dude. Someday we'll figure out what that all means. But I do not know at this time. So, let's see what else we got here. To recap, the big ass beer of the week was Ellicottville Blood Orange Hefeweizen. Check it out if you like a citrusy UFO or shock top style beer. Tonight, we will make our triumphant return to Trivia Night at Mooney's in Akron. We were unable to go last week due to the actual Zika virus, the virus that was in the Zikas, the bronchitis and the sinusitis and the death by coughing and, you know, the consumption, tuberculosis, whatever we had. We weren't going out last Tuesday, so we will be back. We'll be back to defend our title this week. We went to the outdoor show over the weekend. Always a good time. Kind of the signs of spring popping up here in Western New York is the Western New York Sport and Travel Expo down at the Hamburg Fairgrounds. So we checked that out with a couple friends last week. Had a good time. Spent about 2-3 hours in there walking around. Bought some shenanigans and got out of there. So that kind of gets us ready in the mode for springtime. Gets us thinking about bonfires, boating, fishing, shooting, all that good shit. And I am ready for that, I gotta tell you. So, even though this winter's been mild, it still sucks. It's still winter. So, fuck that. This weekend, we got the Road to WrestleMania live tour here at the First Niagara Center, which I will be attending with some family and friends. I'm going to go check out some WWE action live and in person. So I'll give you a recap of that when all is said and done. It's also Maple Weekend, where throughout the Southern Tier, the maple syrup producers do like open houses, tours. You can get your first taste of the products that they are bottling up for 2016. And if you have not had fresh maple syrup, you are missing out, folks. That shit in a bottle that you buy at the store that is a log cabin or an old-timey black lady on it, it ain't no good. That is not maple syrup. That is fake maple-flavored sugar goop. So, you know, I know Western New York's not known for it, but we actually do have a very nice production of maple syrups in the area, and I suggest you get yourself some. So much better than that fake shit you buy at the grocery store. And you can do a lot of other shit. You can cook with it, use it for marinades, use it in desserts. It is so versatile and it's so tasty. Even as an ice cream topping, phenomenal. So Maple Weekend here in Western New York. I suggest you go and check that out. What else? Oh, over the weekend, I had a nice family breakfast with my parents, me and Emily, my wifey. Went over to my folks' house, and I brought the kishka. Yes, any other Polacks out there that like the kishka? Because I certainly do. And I had a damn good one. And I actually enjoyed it the last 2 days as well for breakfast in my lunch bag at work. If you don't know what a kishka is, it is a blood sausage, traditional Polish blood sausage, blended with some sort of grain, like a barley. And it's kind of a very, if you like liver sausage, kind of that flavor. Very minerally. It's good though. It's awesome. I mean, I love it. I've now, in the last couple weeks, had a bowl of chudnina and kishka, so I'm going full Polak for y'all. What did I not mention? Oh yeah, it's St. Patty's Day this week. Whatever, not a big holiday for me. I know there's a lot of idiots out there who live for it. Good for you. I'm not gonna say you shouldn't, but it's fucking amateur hour in the drinking circuits. Bunch of rowdy jackasses that are, getting loaded by 10 a.m. and being complete fuckheads. I don't need that kind of trouble. So I generally don't partake in St. Patty's Day festivities. I don't need to drink cheap green beer. If I want green beer, I can fucking put some food coloring in my beer here at home. Other than the only reason I like St. Patty's Day is fucking corned beef and cabbage. That is a yum a dum 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 good in my tummy. So usually we will be making that sometime in the next week or so. So that'll be fun. And I want you all to check out my buddy Rob's podcast, the sports podcast. It's called The Rob Show. Look that up on Facebook. Check it out. He is doing his thing, talking not just Western New York and local sports, but national shit too. And he's got an interesting take on things. He's got some guests on there from time to time. Fun little show to check out. I like it. Maybe I'm going to be a little guest host duty in the future on there myself. Probably when we get closer to football season, as I am not nearly as well versed in hockey or baseball, or certainly not basketball. But yeah, check out The Rob Show on Facebook, and let me know what you think. I think I've been mirroring his episodes on the Big Ass Digital Facebook page, so if you see The Rob Show up on there, give it a listen, comment, let me know what you think. I dig it. Speaking of social media, if you want to be a guest, get a plug for your business, your band, your sucking cookie, something, or you just want to sit down and do your own show and have it also show up there on the Big Ass Digital Network page, then get at me. Hit me up. I want to know what y'all think. I've been doing these shows and I'm happy. We're getting a lot of views, but I'm not getting feedback, and I want to know what y'all think. So leave me a little message, something. Let me know you listened, and tell me what you think. I would rightly appreciate it. And those social media sites are as follows. On Facebook, Big Ass Digital. On Twitter, Beeritual Light. BERITUAL LITE. On the Twitters. Instagram, Pauly_Z, and that is Pauly with an IE, not a Y. Get it right, faggots. And on Snapchat, PEZ981. And again, add me, comment, talk, thumbs down, whatever. If you hate it, let me know. Say you fucking suck, you big ass motherfucker. But let me know you're listening, and let me know that you're ingesting it and coming up with some sort of thought on what I'm doing. And I've been doing this for a little over 2 months now. I've been enjoying it greatly. It's a fun little hobby, and I want to know what y'all think. And as soon as I get a second mic, we're going to get some more guest hosting duties, and coming right after the NFL draft will be when Couples of Fantasy, my fantasy football show with my wife Emily, will be starting as well. So hit me up, talk to me, comment, like, share, do all that happy horse shit too. Spread the word. Hoping to maybe do something, put a little contest together in the future. So that'll be fun. And that brings us to our reads. So we got, of course, Emily's A to Z Crafts, which is my wife's fun, home-based craft and baking business. If you need anything sewn, you need something crocheted, you need treats made, cookies, cupcakes, cakes, or even savory. You want to do some sort of hors d'oeuvres, but you don't feel like cooking. She is just a bang up cook. Good shit. So if it's probably too late now for you to get in any type of order for St. Patty's Day, but Easter is on its way as well. So if you need anything done, hit her up on Emily's A2Z Crafts on Facebook, and she will greatly appreciate that. She has seen a little uptick in business, getting some cookie orders here and there for a couple local events and such, so things are going well there. People are quite happy with what she does, and I hope you would be too, and I hope you check her out. Thanks, man. Next and not least, Josh and Candy of Happy Guru, who today appeared on AM Buffalo, getting the Happy Guru products some real exposure. They are actually turning their little home project into a real-ass business, and that is cool as hell. For more information, you can go to happygurulovesme.com and check out their line of all-natural skincare products, tattoo aftercare, piercing aftercare, sugar scrubs, all sorts of fun shit. So check out happygurulovesme.com and, just take a look at what my buddies Josh and Candy are doing. I think it's cool as hell. And last but not least is Dennis of the Tattoo Den. The Tattoo Den is my tattoo shop of choice. It is located on Transit Road in Elma, New York, and you can see his portfolio, his latest doings on Facebook at the Tattoo Den. I do have another appointment coming up in April, and I believe I'm going to get a walleye skeleton, but I kind of want to do an American traditional bald eagle as well. So I'm batting those two around. Again, you have any thoughts or opinions, let me know. Also, if you want some ink done, then you better contact Dennis at the Tattoo Den. He books up fast, but he does phenomenal work. And if you do hear this right now and you decide you want to go to Dennis, make sure you mention where you heard it. Let him know that I sent you. I would rightly appreciate it, folks. So that's that. Have a green beer this week. Have some alcohol-fueled shenanigans. May the luck of the Irish be with you. Don't end up in a cop car. Stay safe, stay well, stay alive. Peace. I'll see you next week.
This goes out to all them hard-working Americans out there. We got you back, baby. Let's kick this thing, boys. I put my 40 in plus overtime. I ought to be proud of this check of mine. I open it up and I be damn. I worked half a week for Uncle Sam. He's up there having him a spending spree, a big old party, and it's all on me. But he got his, now it's my turn to spend what's left of the money I earned. Light it up and let it burn. Work hard, play harder, get loud, go farther than any country boys ever gone before. I cut loose, I go crazy, I'll see you on Monday maybe, when I'm down to my last dollar. Work hard, play harder. When the weekend's over, it's off I go, back to the bottom of a deep dark hole, scratching my way up to the light, neon shining on a Friday night. I make my living and I live my life. Work hard, play harder, get loud, go farther than any country boys ever gone before. I cut loose, I go crazy, I'll see you on Monday.